I've been a hospice nurse long enough to know that death has its rhythms, just like life does. Our work isn't about stopping the inevitable. It's about guiding patients and families through it with dignity, calm, and presence. Still, no matter how many times I've been at the bedside, there's one moment that continues to stay with me, what I've come to call the smile. Most shifts begin the same way. I start by reviewing charts, looking over pain scales, oxygen needs, and comfort measures. We don't chase numbers the way hospital nurses do. My job isn't to stabilize or extend. It's to ease. That means assessing agitation, adjusting medication, repositioning for comfort, and most importantly, listening. The environment is unlike any other unit in healthcare. It's quiet, almost reverent. Rooms are kept warm, with lights dimmed low. Families bring in quilts, photographs, sometimes even the family dog. You'll hear soft prayers, whispered stories, or a grandchild's laughter. For staff, every footstep, every movement, is deliberate. We don't rush, even when things are urgent. We move with purpose, because families sense our tone more than our words. Working in hospice means holding space for contradictions. In one room, a daughter is singing hymns to her father as he fades. In another, a wife sits silently, gripping her husband's hand, unable to speak. We as nurses learn how to sit in that silence without trying to fix it. Sometimes that's the most powerful medicine we can give. There's heaviness, yes, but there's also tenderness. I've watched siblings reconnect after decades of distance. I've seen patients take their final breaths with their favorite baseball game on the TV, surrounded by laughter instead of sorrow. But sometimes something happens that moves beyond comfort measures, beyond clinical explanations. That's where the smile comes in. It often starts with restlessness. The patient may moan, shift, or call out for someone long gone. Breathing grows irregular, shallow, rapid, then long pauses. We recognize this as part of the natural dying process. Families watch anxiously, sometimes in tears, sometimes frozen with fear. And then just as suddenly, the struggle quiets. The patient's breathing evens. Their body relaxes, and their eyes, cloudy or half shut for hours, suddenly widen with clarity. They look upward, not around the room, not toward a loved one at the bedside. Upward, as if meeting someone familiar. And then comes the smile. It's never forced, it's never vague, it's unmistakable. A genuine, relieved, almost joyful smile. Sometimes there are even tears in their eyes. As it happens, it lasts only a few seconds, but in that time it feels like the air in the room changes. Families sense it too. I've had children gasp, whispering, they saw mom. I've seen spouses weep with both grief and relief. Then comes the exhale, long, gentle. Shoulders drop, hands unclench, and with that breath, life leaves. When it happens, my training kicks in. I check for a pulse. I note the time. I write it in the chart. Legally and medically, I have responsibilities. But personally, quietly, I acknowledge what just passed. Because it never feels ordinary. No matter how many times I've seen it, the smile carries a weight you don't forget. Families interpret it differently. Some say their loved one was seeing heaven. Others whisper that a long-gone spouse or parent had come to meet them. I've heard a son say, through tears, he saw my brother. And sometimes, no one says anything at all. The silence is thick, filled with unspoken recognition that whatever just happened was deeply real for the one who passed. I've also noticed that when the smile appears, the grief in the room is often softened. Families take comfort in knowing their loved one's last expression wasn't pain or fear, but peace. That smile becomes their final memory, and it matters more than people realize. For me, it lingered. Even after the room is cleaned, after the body is prepared for transport, after the chart is closed, I carry it. Driving home, I'll replay it in my mind. Not in a morbid way, but as a reminder that death doesn't always arrive with fear. Sometimes it arrives with recognition. From a medical standpoint, there are explanations. Oxygen changes, chemical releases in the brain, final surges of clarity. But no textbook can explain the way the atmosphere shifts when it happens. No charting system can capture the way that smile makes you pause. It haunts me because it's both ordinary and extraordinary. I expect it, yet it surprises me. It's rooted in biology, yet it feels bigger than science. And most of all, it haunts me because I know it will be me one day. Maybe I'll be the nurse at someone's bedside tomorrow, or maybe one day someone will be at mine. And when my time comes, I find myself hoping I'll get to give that smile too. I've seen countless deaths, and each one is unique. But the smile is what stays with me. It's quiet, it's brief, but it transforms the hardest moment of a family's life into something bearable. I think that's the gift of hospice. Not just the medications or the care, but the chance to witness humanity at its rawest, most mysterious edge. To see people leave this world not in fear, but in peace. And every time I witness the smile, I'm reminded death may end a life, but it doesn't always end connection. Sometimes it begins another.